Hey everybody, it's Luke over at Galaxy Tech Review, and today I've got a product from Ingnok. This is their 15.6 inch 1080p IPS portable monitor, and you can hook up this to a laptop or a PC as a secondary screen or a game console. It uses either USB Type-C or mini HDMI to HDMI. We're going to take a look at this now, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is everything that you get once you get it out of the box. We'll start with the user manual here. You do have a user manual that shows you some important information on just getting started, how to hook up things either via USB Type-C or HDMI if you want to. It has a mini HDMI to HDMI out. It's written in English and well laid out. Just hold on to this just in case you do need to reference it. Get a cleaning cloth with this as well, and you also get two screws here. This is a VESA mountable. It does have 75mm by 75mm in the back, so if you do want to mount this monitor, you can. You do have a charger here, which is a two-prong charger to USB charger, and this is to help add extra power to the monitor when your host device does not have enough to supply power to the monitor, and you're going to have some older devices that may not be able to do that. Now, I tested this with my Android phone. It worked fine. You'll get a USB to a USB Type-C cable for that connection, and that will go in the side of the monitor to provide extra power. Now, if your device has enough power, you won't need that, and they also provide a USB Type-C to USB Type-C cable for that reason. They also give you this mini HDMI to HDMI cable for hooking up something like a laptop or a PS5 or an Xbox. You can definitely do that as well. Now, if you do have a device that has video out via USB Type-C, they do give you a gold-plated USB Type-C to USB Type-C cable here for single cable operation. Looking at the main unit here, we have a 15.6 inch full HD, a 1080p IPS style monitor here. Brightness maxes out at 350 nits. It is 100% of the SRGB, and it has a 1200:1 contrast ratio. You also get this stand here that also doubles as a cover, so you can flip it over and you can cover and protect the screen if you're going to store it, or if you're going to just kind of put it in a backpack or something to take with you. Now, on the side here, we've got a mini HDMI connection here to full HDMI. They do give you the cable for that. We also have a USB Type-C input for power at the top with an LED, and in the middle is your USB Type-C input for video. You do have some nice rubber feet on the bottom as well to hold it in place when you're using the stand. You do get three buttons here. You're going to get a plus button, a minus button, and also a power button in the middle. And obviously the power button will turn it on, but the plus button and minus buttons will help you navigate through the on-screen controls, which I'll show you here in just a moment as well. Now, this also has built-in speakers, and you can see that there are screw holes here for that VESA mount at 75mm at 75mm, so you do have that as well. We're going to test out the video and the speakers here in just a few moments. Let me get it hooked up, and I'll be right back. Okay, so right now I've got it hooked up to my Asus ROG Ally through my USB Type-C on the top. No problems outputting this to the monitor itself. And you can see I've got a much bigger screen to deal with here, still running in 1080p on the Ally and on the monitor itself. So let's just kind of launch a game here so that you guys can see what the visuals look like. You can see that the overall color is very, very good on the monitor itself, and it supports 60 Hz, so I should be okay with that. It is FreeSync enabled as well, so you do have FreeSync on the monitor, and you can also enable HDR on this monitor as well if you do need to. So you can hear the speakers that are in the monitor. That is not coming from the ROG Ally. That is coming from the monitor. And the speakers do a pretty good job coming from such a thin profiled monitor. We can, of course, do some other tests like YouTube videos, of course, and see how they look on this particular monitor. And they do a fairly good job. As you can see, as soon as I get things fired up here, you're going to be able to see how this is in full screen and also some of the sound on this as well. Okay, so you can see the screen looks really good, as you'd expect for an IPS display. You've got good viewing angles, great colors. You can go into the settings on this by hitting the power button once there, and you can see that we have brightness, contrast. We've got a few other settings in here that we can adjust as well. And I have the brightness set to 70%. So contrast is at 50. It's on the standard modes so that you get an idea of what it's like pretty much out of the box. You do get some sharpness adjustments as well. As some color settings too, you can adjust the red, green, and blue, low blue light, and you can have some built-in ones like warm or cool. If you do like those pictures a little bit better, you have a way to switch these over if you would like to a cooler temperature or a warmer temperature, or just making it your own. Now under audio settings here, I had the audio, as you saw me adjust it, up to about 70 out of 100. And the speakers that are in this are not bad. They did pretty good for being at 70% there. You do have FreeSync, HDR, you do have OD for overdrive, and then you also have your aspect ratio as well. And you can mess with the HDR settings if you would like to. You can definitely put it on auto, or you can see how much brighter it does get when you do put on that HDR mode as well. All the way down in OSD settings, we do have the settings for how long we want that to be on. If we would like to have it on longer, we can do that and adjust those settings for the on-screen display as well. So you do have those down at the bottom here. And again, you'll be able to see that we can adjust the transparency of it, we can reset it, and we can also adjust the time that it stays on the screen. So there you go. That's my review of the Ingnok 15.6 inch 1080p IPS portable monitor. This is a great monitor. It's got good brightness, good colors, a lot of different options with this as well. SRGB sitting at about 100%, your brightness up to 350 nits. And you will be able to adjust a lot of settings like HDR and FreeSync with this as well. This is the perfect companion to a laptop as a second screen, or a desktop as a second screen, or a gaming handheld like the ROG Ally as a second screen to play games and view movies on a bigger screen. Overall, I think that they have done a great job with this. I'm going to give it a thumbs up. This was Luke from Galaxy Tech Review. I hope you enjoyed my review, and I'll check you guys out on the next one.